This issue of Spacecraft Guide is going to be part of a special three-part on the Apollo mission. And that is due to the fact that this month, July, we will be celebrating the landing on the moon. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we're going to go over the benefits that we required from going to the moon. Some were used in space exploration, and some we could not live without here on Earth. The first instrument we're going to talk about is the heat flow experiment. Now, it measured the temperature of the moon from the lunar surface to its core. Now, it discovered information that was used to determine what the interior of the moon is like. Also, they found out that from temperature readings that 1.5 meters below the moon's surface, it's a constant minus 20 degrees Celsius, and that is due to the soil. Now, that goes from a huge range of minus 100 and some Celsius to a maximum of 80 degrees Celsius. So, we know that the moon's regolith soil is a good insulator for human habitation construction on the surface of the moon when we go back. The next instrument we're going to talk about is the Lunar Dust Detector. Now that was placed on the central unit that all the instruments were connected to, and what the Lunar Dust Detector did was measure how dust from the surface of the moon, as well as how solar wind and the perilous environment of outer space affects solar cell. This data was the actual engineering data, the first taken just on engineering information, and it was used to create the solar power cells for satellites and probes that go to the moon and go around the moon. The final instrument we'd like to talk about is the Lunar Ranging Retro Reflector. Now, this started with Apollo 11. It still can be used today. Now, what it was is a device that was used to bounce a laser off the surface of the moon anywhere on Earth. This allowed scientists to measure the distance between the moon and Earth down to inches. This was also the basis for the creation of GPS. GPS is based on measuring the distance between satellites and the object on Earth. The Lunar Ranging Retro Reflector provided that this theory was proven to be practical, and you use it every day now on any smart device you have or any smart map that you have to get where you're going to.